about to stay overnight in one of the strangest hotels on Earth. And the building that we're standing on has basically been a time capsule since the early 1930s. It was built during the Cold War to house the Soviet Union's elite actors, officials, and spies. But in order to get there, we had to leave our remarkable AirBnB and drive past incredible views into abandoned 1,000-year-old hotels, old Soviet trains, cemeteries destroyed by terrorists, to a famous lake sitting atop mountains with freezing water.
That's cold! Oh, that's cold!
Yeah!
Wakey. Are you ready to go to Lake Sevan today? Maybe do some urbexing?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
There is cheese, there is butter, there is yogurt, eggs. So bon appetit.
And then they're making coffee there?
And they're making coffee. That's the Armenian coffee, which is not like Turkish coffee, right? Because Turkish coffee is like Armenian coffee.
We're driving for about an hour and 20 minutes to the top of a mountain pass. And then we continue deeper into Armenia.
Into Armenia. Oh, look at you.
Those dogs, you can't stop me. All these dogs in Armenia are so nice and friendly. All the dogs have the same like goofy, happy temperament. Oh, look at the cows.
This is first time in this 15 years my traveler is driving my car.
This is your first time ever?
First time.
And it'll be your last time.
It's so big here.
Very good.
Never get to
It's nice in the back seat.
Yeah.
So we drive on the left side of the road here, right? I'm not gonna do anything crazy. We're on real roads.
So, you know, Armenia is an exotic. People call their country in a different way than the foreigners, like Estonia. Esti, Estonia. India, Hindustan, India. Our country for us is called Hayastan. And it's coming from the name of the father of the nation, HYAK the Great, who was supposed to be the great-grandson of Noah. Noah had 3 sons, Sem, Cam, Yafet. 5 generations down to the youngest son, Yafet, there were another 5 brothers. One of them was HYAK the Great. And we were under the Babylonian oppression and we were put into slavery. So HYAK said, I'm done with this. He marched against, there was a big battle between the Assyrians and Armenians called the Battle of Titans, during which HYAK the Great, with his bow and arrow, killed the Assyrian ruler Baal and freed Armenians from Assyrian captivity. And since then, all the way until 16th century, Armenia was called the land of HYAK. And this Iranian suffix stan, which means land, was added when we became part of Persian Empire. Haikastan, Hayastan. An Armenian person, the nationality, Armenian man, is called Hay. When we ask somebody, are you Armenian? We ask him, are you high? Don't get it wrong. Don't get it wrong. Even though it's legal, but it doesn't mean that we are high all the time. It's just the nationality. But we always say, we make fun of English-speaking people in the world because when they see each other, they say, hi, hi, as if I'm Armenian, I'm Armenian. Everybody's Armenian. No one came here. So.
How you doing, Elton?
John? Yeah, it is. This is Glendale and Burbank. This is exactly the base of Glendale. Looks up at the Los Angeles mountains. Very similar.
But we're really high here. We're about 8,000 feet. And this is the top. We don't go down afterwards. We just enter a new world. The landscape changes so drastically. Tomorrow we're gonna get from the lake into a tunnel. And after the tunnel, it feels like you're in a new country.
Really?
New temperature, new weather, new life, new homes.
Like California. Exactly what happens in California. Yeah, same thing.
So this is the reception, basically. That's where there would be a table with like cloaks, say New York, Los Angeles, Paris, Yerevan. And there is an inscription right here, left by the Orbelians, about the place, when it was built, who built it, the son of this, the great brother of this, the brave this, built this to house people traveling on a long journey from east to west. And when we speak about Silk Road, it doesn't mean somebody sitting on a camel from Beijing used to go to Rome. No. It used to take years and years to get that black pepper all the way to Europe. And the trade was happening in between the cities. That's why it used to get so expensive, because everybody used to take their commissions on the way. And they had to make sure they know in which season, which path they are taking.
Because Armenia is in the junction of the world, so that's why we have several nice paths that they used to take and try some Armenian dry fruits and apricots on the way. Now let's go inside. Watch your head. It's all made from basalt. Big basalt pieces. So animals used to go to the side. There was a pool. They used to drink water and then move towards this side. Their head was facing this way. They were tied through this hole so that they don't move here and there. Their food was kept here, and their buttocks were on the other side, so they would away from man, because the owners were putting their carpets and laying there and tree fireplaces, and different culture people, different music, different spices, different stories used to meet one another here and trade.
This is crazy to see.
So imagine you've been traveling for days and days and days and just looking for a place to rest. You come upon this place, you bring your animals that you've been traveling with, they have a place to feed them, and you like meet new people from other cultures you've never seen before, exchange culture, exchange food.
This is awesome. This is so cool.
Crazy. It's not expecting it to look like this
No.
from outside.
Yeah, it seems a lot smaller
Yeah.
for some reason.
You got me!
I saw you. I saw you. Did I jump a little? Maybe. Was it visible? No.
We just met you, and you
Yeah.
said you're from West Virginia.
Yeah, and then I came here on a 10-day tour, and I met my wife. We got engaged about a month after meeting. Freaked my family out a little bit.
Wait, hold on. You said you met her within the 10 days. You just knew this was the one?
By God's circumstances, she started talking to me, and we just never stopped.
What is it about Armenia that made you stay here this 10 days and then also marry an Armenian woman?
Have you seen this place? I mean, look where you're standing right now. I mean, and then look at my hat.
How would you compare quality of life in these states versus Armenia?
It's better because you don't have the rat race. If you go to somebody's home, especially an Armenian's home, they will invite you in, and you will have coffee, you will have cake. I mean, you will sit for dinner. I mean, and they'll just have you all day. People here, they respect the family values. It's a great place to raise kids.
Oh, one question. Cherry wants to find a wife here as well.
Any advice for him? Like, should he lose the stoner hat?
If you have that mentality of, I know I'm a man doing the best I can to follow God, and I will lead my family in a good manner.
He's talking about me.
What's your name?
I'm Nathan.
Jerry. Nice to meet you, man. Thank you.
Elton?
Yeah, it's like
Next stop is a very cold spring. You can't hold your hand for more than like 10 seconds under this. Wow, this is hell cold. Right from the freezer.
Straight up, huh? That's nice.
It is cold. That's awesome.
What if I do
It's
that?
something inside before.
Do it.
You're gonna choke. It's not that cold.
Prove it.
It went into my nose. Oh yeah!
No There's a little surprise stuff for you, but if I start telling now, it won't be a surprise. This is the only thing you know about it. So you can guess what it is. I'm not showing like this. This is the thing. This is another thing.
My fault.
This was a hotel, there were rooms, and this is a piece of a train, which is now abandoned. And we're gonna explore that.
You can see the wallpaper. And
Yeah. We'll try to break the lock and get into it. Or from the window.
Yeah.
Wow. Your country is so beautiful.
Yeah.
Here's your lock. A little bit of glass. That's cool.
You gonna climb it?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a door.
It's got a lock on it.
This was the restaurant area. Breakfast. And on both sides were rooms. And there is a special phrase around the lake called domik, which means like little house, where they used to put it ashore and they used to stay here. Basic facilities, but they were drinking and partying. They just wanted one day to stay there. So there's plenty of domiks installed around the lake.
Wow. This is cool.
Yeah, that's smart. Salvage an old train instead of letting it turn to scrap metal.
Hey, welcome to our train hotel. That's not a train or a hotel. It's the best place for you to store your things. Like you got a trash bag, you put it right in there. You can just
and then you can sleep on some trash that other people brought. Bring your own trash, sleep on that trash too. Oh, we got all this glass. It's the best glass in the world. You can just step on it, you can roll around in it. Wouldn't recommend that, but you can do it if you want. And then you got these tubes. We got the best tubes in the biz coming right out of the ceiling. You like tubes? We got your tubes. Oh man, look at it. This is the conductor right here. He's not talking to any.
Northbound, over.
He's got a great imagination. You see that? Because we're not moving, but you wouldn't know it just looking at him, would you? You think we're actually going.
We're going 50 miles per hour, over.
Oh yeah, he should probably be in an institution, but we let him hang out here. He does a real medium job. And you've pretty much seen the whole place. So what do you think? $1 million. Yeah, that's another sale. All right, here we go. Good job. I'm not splitting any with you. I'm keeping it all to myself. Woo!
Almost to our destination, over.
Marina is the wife. So she's not just a floral designer, she's also a biochemist. That's what helped her.
Oh my god!
We are right now at the cheese farm.
And we're gonna do a cheese tasting.
Look at this man cheesing.
Oh, that caught me in mid-sentence.
Whoa. Smells so good. Whoa. I said, is it a cheese wheel? He said, no. It's a bunch of cheese wheels.
It's 1,000 cheese wheels.
To follow. Those who break rules stay and work here. Facility with cheese and wine, so it's up to you. Yeah. So there are 10 cheeses on plate. We will eat them in turn, starting from cheese number 1. It is the cheese with the mildest flavor. And we will go to cheese number 10, which is the cheese with the most intense flavor.
Oh, that's some good sauce.
That's good.
Oh. I'm already about to give this 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
like,
Any words from Elton?
Tastes like cheese.
That's it?
See?
Well done. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and one of the group will stay and work here.
Yeah.
That's me.
Volunteer.
So the cemetery is all the way from 9th century and still in use. This is the cemetery of the Noratus village. And the oldest parts from 9th century are that section, and then the further it goes to that part, it becomes newer. When you see like steps going up, these are from Tsarist Russian Empire times. This is known as like steps to heaven. And when you see like 2 crossstones next to one another, one small, one big, it's like husband and wife. And when you see a bunch of them next to one another, it's a family.
Isn't that crazy? This cemetery is what, mathematically 3 times older than the United States?
Yeah.
That way.
Wow.
This curiosity is a good sign. The fun thing is that the first reaction wasn't, "Whoa, what a mess, that's so insulting," or "that's so bad." You started to already find some connections. Because why only here?
Yeah.
That means there must be some story behind it. So the story is as such. That priest, whose name was ALPHABETICAL, when he was in his 50s, he asked his fellow clergymen to build a little chapel kind of thing right in the cemetery so they didn't go back and forth from the church all the way here to do the funeral. So he stayed the rest 40 years of his life in the cemetery. And when he was 90 years old, he asked his fellow clergymen to bury him alive and passed the message to everyone in the village that one should not fear anything but God. And if you have fear in you, come to my tomb, pour water on it, collect the water, drink that water and break that glass on my tomb and you'll get rid of your fear. Also from all over Armenia, parents whose kids have nightmares and they have these problems, they would just come and try to do this ritual in the hope that it will help them, and sometimes you get a pile of glass standing right here. Wow. And that's the story about it. So in Armenia we have another different kind of ceremony. I remember they did it to me when I was little. There was a lady who came to our place. I was 5 years old, and they were doing some sort of chantings and everything, and she holds some sort of cup on my head with water in it, like a plate, and another lady was dripping candle wax into that water. And then later when I grew up, I realized that this is an old way of trying to get rid of their fear, which is called mom tapel in Armenian language. So this is another version of of that they have been doing it. So there's another interesting thing. If you see somebody's bone sticking out, please don't pick them up.
What?
There was a landslide happening.
What?
I was, in Los Angeles, there's a very famous school called Alex and Philippos Armenian School. So there's 11 grade kids. They make a pilgrimage trip. So 80 people. Me and my sister, we guide them. And I was standing right here, and one of these kids came to me, approached me like this, took out the skull, and to be or not.
Oh.
And I'm like, what the hell did you find that? He got scared. It was there. I said, put it back. Oh no, put it here. And half of them were laughing, half of them were crying, half of them were running here. I was like, hey, calm down, everyone.
God.
So later they brought some soil and covered it. But in case you encounter that, please don't pick the pieces up of people. Let them rest in peace.
So they're not buried in coffins then?
Maybe in a cloth, and then the leg just sticked out. So not everyone was buried in coffins. Okay. So this is currently the largest collection of Armenian cross stones in one spot, which is around 1,000 cross stones. But until 2004, the largest collection was used to be in an exclave called Nakhichevan, which is in the current territory of Azerbaijan. But in 2004, the Azeri government bulldozed the entire cemetery down. So we were standing on the other side of the border, on the Iranian side, and looking how the tractors and people with hammers were just destroying and demolishing all these cross stones, and we couldn't do anything. We just sent these footages to the UNESCO, to Europe, to America, so somebody could interfere, use their connections and power to stop the destruction of this mass cemetery. But sadly, there is nothing there. There is currently a military base built there. And why do usually people target the cemeteries of other nations? It's because the evidence of a nation living in a place is their cemetery. No cemetery, no history. We give a big importance to the cemetery because we have a saying that a person is truly dead when nobody goes to the cemetery, when you don't remember that person anymore. What do we see here? We see a wedding scene. Bride and the groom, groom on the horse, jars, feast, party. What? These guys were killed during their wedding or what? No. In Armenian Apostolic Church, we believe that the one and only way a person can overcome death is through happiness. By depicting the happy moments of the person's life on the gravestone, it resembles that he lived a life, and this is something to remember about his life. Maybe all the villagers remember the fancy wedding these guys had. So that's the belief in Armenian Church. That's cool.
So it's all your favorite memories of your life. Your highlight reel.
The highlight of a life.
We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight. We wanna go, go. We wanna go, go.
We're now taking 250 steps up to a monastery which was built once in an island. Because the level of the water went down, it turned into peninsula, and the church is from 9th century. The scenery from up there is just mind-blowing.
250 steps is gonna be easy, right? Yeah. We're not gonna be huffing and puffing at all.
We have a mascot.
Oh, you're coming with us. We're driving cars on a Mars tonight. We're blasting off to the stars tonight.
That was like 204.
I need to catch my breath.
That's quite a
Wait,
nice
the
place
water
to sit
used to
there
be
with the view.
this?
Like this was all water. The road was underwater. The railway was underwater. Can you imagine how much they consumed the water that they just drained it whole? But now we transport 18 tons of water in 1 second through that tunnel. So we even have the potential to raise it back. But if we do so, everything will be flooded, including the road, the railway, the restaurants, the hotels. But at least we can control the elevation and not to let it go down. Sevan Bank. You already know what is a bank. It's a church, and Sevan is the name of the lake. So this is the Lake Sevan's monastery, which was built by a dynasty called Bagratunis, which were ruling Armenia from 9th till 11th century. Those those were the guys who liberated Armenia from the Arabs. And a very famous historic event happened here. This island was also used as an asylum for the Armenian royal families. But in 9th century, the Arabs had surrounded all of the coast there and they wanted to get the family. And our famous king, Ashot the Iron, was having his asylum here with the family. And he figured out a trick how to get rid of the Arabs. So he put torches in boats in the dark and sent it towards that direction. And the Arabs from the shore, they saw there's some movement going on here. They thought this is the family being evacuated. And they went that way to get them. The actual Armenian army went from the back, crushed the whole Arab army. It was Yusuf, the Caliph. And that was the last time ever Arabs stepped into Armenia. The end of Arab conquest towards Armenia. So the monastery is, both of them are from 9th century, built from basalt and tufa, very well preserved, 800s. You go inside there, you feel that 800-ness inside.
Well, this is about the same age as the cemetery we just visited.
Yes. There's a dude galloping on a horse on that hill right now.
Hope he's riding, hope he's rolling with me.
One of the interesting things to know about Armenian churches is that we have no icons in the Armenian churches. When you go to the Eastern Orthodox churches, the Catholics, you see all this gold, silver, precious decorations inside the church. We try to keep things simple. No wooden icons, only paintings. Then am I a liar? Because there's an icon behind me on the altar. So this is a total exception. This was a gift from the Armenian community in Iran, in Isfahan, in 17th century. And it matched with perfect size of the altar, so we decided to keep it right here. That's why it's a total exception. Now guys, you're gonna say another thing that it will seem that I lied. Remember I said we never depict crucifixion on the crosses. Look at this. Out of all these tens of thousands of cross stones, there are roughly like 5 of them where there is Christ depicted on them, called the Old Savior's cross stones. Complete exception. One of them is right here. Built in 17th century, carved in 7th century on a basalt. Carving a basalt is so hard. I've tried it. And there are some very interesting depictions here. Up here you can see Christ with again the benediction symbol. Remember I was telling yesterday? And the symbols of 4 evangelists. This is the scene from Apocalypse. The last judgment of cherubims and cherubims will be announcing the second coming of Christ, and all the sins of human will be weighed. Creature resembling sins, and if the sins are more, we become faceless. We simply don't exist. That's why there's a saying, we envy those who will see the day of judgment. So right here we got the birthplace of Christ, Mother Mary, baby Jesus, bulls and donkeys, because you know where he was born, and the 3 wise men. Down here we have Father God holding the hands of the first 2 human, Adam and Eve, and with his left hand he has got a staff in the form of cross, as if through Christ he's going to overcome evil, killing a snake. Now look at the strange braids and the mustache. Why would we do that? Long hair is the symbol of kinghood. Kings have long hair, so these are our kings.
Where are the other 4?
One is in HYAK Monastery, which is in Lori province. The other one is in Akhtala, which is again in the same area. There is one in HYAK, and one is not in the Armenian territory now. It's in Western Armenia, sadly. There were many others, like reach up to 20, but they were destroyed. And we made copies of them, but we don't consider them to be within those 5, because the 5 ones are the original ones.
Is this a painting of a different one?
No, it's the same thing.
Oh, the same.
Yes, and it's the church, and the carving is done by hand painted, and the 12 apostles.
Gotcha.
It's 9th century. The walls survived. The only thing which happened here was the dome collapsed several times. It was restored, but the walls around you are from 9th century itself. Here you can see ruins of a 4th century church, built in 305 by Gregory the Illuminator himself. You can see the altar and the chambers of the priests. It was a little single-nave basilica here. It got destroyed because of an earthquake, and 6 centuries later, the rocks of this church were reused for building these 2 other churches.
I'm way over there over the water, but it completely wiped out my signal.
Yeah, come back.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back.
These guys are doing that most probably.
But yeah, I'm like way over there though. I stayed on the side you told me to.
And who are the guys over there again?
This is the government, like a welcome center kind of place.
I'm like way over there. That's crazy.
Just come back.
So even though you're all the way over there, like government still figured out how to.
It wiped my whole signal. It completely disconnected me.
They have a special area that they cover it, and the drones get.
Oh, that was crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. It literally just dropped in the air.
You better come back. They might do it again.
There it goes again. Yeah, that's it. All right, cool. I'm bringing it back. Whoa, never seen it before.
Where you can catch any angle to that plant.
I don't think
that's
so.
When they just.
Yeah, I tried to stay there because I was gonna go this shot. I got like 2 shots.
You got it. Many people don't.
I mean, at least we have the drone.
We did it. Now we need to run before anybody.
What is happening? Is anyone listening?
down to our hotel, which is actually really right down the hill. It's an old communist building converted into a hotel. And because we have a few hours to kill, we're gonna go swimming in the freezing cold lake. So far, we've gone swimming in every country, so we're trying to keep that up. Technically, we were going for like most bodies of water swam in originally, but whatever, now it's every country.
You guys ready?
I'm ready. Just for context, it is currently 54 degrees, partly cloudy. How cold do you think the water is?
Fine enough.
You think the water will be colder than the air?
I mean, once you're in there, being in the water feels warmer than being outside. That's for sure.
Finna find out, huh?
Jay's face.
I'm not hiding anything. This is exactly how I feel.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get warm. I hate our tradition.
How cold is it? It doesn't even matter, we're going in anyway. Oh, we're fine. Oh, we're chilling.
I don't believe you.
That's why I was telling myself.
Oh, weird.
I told you the air is colder than the water.
To be fair though, it is freaking 52 degrees outside right now, so
yeah, but the water's warmer.
typically lake would be about the same, you know?
Oh,
Already. I'm trying to go in.
Look at the goosebumps. Look at all the goosebumps.
Dude, I'm fucking cold, dog.
Wow. Wow.
Pull it up, dog.
Wow.
God damn.
No. You and Jay first.
Are you gonna wear those in?
Look at them.
Wait here. Catch.
Don't let us splash. Don't let us splash, Jared.
Catch.
Alright, it doesn't feel that cold on the air, but it's pretty cold.
I don't think Ginger or Jay have ever done anything in cold water yet. Yeah, they've only done tropical warm water. They didn't do Albania.
Oh, there goes. My ball just went numb. Oh my God. I just felt all future children die. Right. Oh my God. Oh, it feels like I got punched.
Or Andorra.
It's crazy.
You're also pussies!
I know he's freezing. He's not saying a word.
Or Argentina.
Go, buddy, go! Flip, buddy, flip! Flip, buddy, flip! Oh! Ah!
Yeah?
Oh!
Look at how not low they are. Keep going, guys. Come on.
Where are you guys?
Keep going.
What's happening?
Now go, 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 go!
We have to. We should.
Ready? On three, we're gonna dive under. Go. On three, we're gonna... Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, you already went in. Okay, I'm going. Okay, Marty, you f***ed you. Oh, I love this. Oh, I love TFIL. Oh, God, that's crazy cold,
That's cold. That's cold.
Yeah.
Is it cold?
Why are you wearing a beanie? That doesn't help you here.
Come on, let's swim now, actually.
Like tumbleweed through a ghost town. Putting out good vibes, cause what goes round comes back round. Wear the wrap round now, put it on my head. I am trying to get back from the land of the dead. Man, it feels so different here.
This is so nice.
But I'm so close. Shine your light on me, I'm lost. Feeling around.
Ah, let's do it. Ah.
Darian's about to do a backflip in a freezing cold lake.
Oh.
I'm wearing a beanie.
I can feel it, I'm so close. This is the only night. I got feeling in my bones and that. Move our bodies to the only night.
More up, Jay. One more time. One more time.
I'm warm, baby. Let's go.
Let's go. Push.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yes. Oh, that was perfect. Oh, I felt it. You went up.
It's so slippery.
Yeah.
It's so much harder to fucking get out. Oh, God, it's so cold out here.
This is yours?
Doesn't matter. I just want one.
Thank you.
Feels good, man, to be honest. Feels so nice.
I always used to think that the Russians are crazy coming and jumping in the winter. That's it. This stereotype is broken. No Americans.
One craziest Estonian.
Good job, everyone.
Good job.
It's not that bad.
Yes, it is.
Ooh, mama. It's much warmer in the water.
It's not that bad.
Yes, it is.
It's pretty cold.
That was nice. Refreshing.
Yeah.
I love that. It feels great. It's miserable at first, and you just feel absolutely wonderful after.
Bye, Mama Johnny.
Bye, Mama Johnny. Oh yeah, look at that. No drone. That makes sense now. Yeah, so that's why my drone went down. Crazy.
Here we are. Oh, cat. And here is Argan, who is managing the whole place. He's the one in charge of also the restaurant.
So the place that we're actually staying at tonight is a little bit more interesting than usual. It's not just your traditional hotel, it's not a traditional hostel. This is actually, without any doubt, a piece of history. And the building that we're standing on has basically been a time capsule since the early 1930s when it was built. We are in Armenia, this is Lake Sevan, and this was known as the Sevan Writers Resort, and it was built in the early 1930s by two very well-known architects. It was one of the first of its kind in this area. Some of the USSR's most famous writers, poets, and artists all would come here to have this, which you can't see right now, this incredible view, even though it's completely fogged over. So this entire area, these two floors were traditionally used as rooms, and the bottom two floors were used as common quarters, which is why there's like common restrooms down there, and at one point the basement and the storage. Now, the most interesting thing about this is that the two architects that actually designed this building were eventually sent to Siberia, to the Gulag, which most people never made it out of. But somehow, they were released after the end of Stalin's reign and returned here to this very area and got commissioned to do another addition to this resort, which is how they built this building over here, built in the early 1960s, which is considered a marvel of Soviet modernism. And this is now a full cafe and restaurant. It has always been considered a lounge cafe restaurant. And this has always been the primary residence that we're standing in now. So we're gonna eat dinner there later, which is really cool because the people that operate the restaurant also operate this hotel. But we wanna show you our room, and all the rooms are fairly identical, but they have literally not been touched. I mean, you can look around and just see the concretes, the railings. I'm sure this has been added, but the concrete bases, everything is still the same. Both of these buildings were completely constructed out of concrete, with the cafe sitting on basically a pedestal and mounted into the rocks. The other fun fact that I did not mention about this place, which is really, really cool about it, is that the water levels actually were basically to where this balcony is right here. But part of Stalin's project, when he wanted to kind of reallocate all of the water supply, he drained the water level by 20 meters, which created this into a peninsula, even though this was all underwater. And this is one of the very first builds that he did in this new landmass that he basically created by draining out all the water from Lake Sevan. That's kind of a fun thing. And then this is what our rooms look like. Common balcony here, but all the others have individuals. And if you step inside, this has been, according to what we were told, completely untouched. Same original wallpaper, which I'm not really sure if that's valid or not. Is that? There's no way.
I mean, it's indoors, so yeah, it could be.
But these floors can't be the same either.
It's possible, because it's indoors. It's not like it's getting weathered.
I'll err on the side of the information I was given, but we were told that these were basically completely untouched and left as is. I'm sure slight modifications had to be made for power. But this is what the rooms would have been. Very modest. And then you have your entryway over here. Pantry, obviously through the mini fridge. Your bathroom, which is essentially a sink, shower, sink, drain in the middle of it. It's very, very minimalistic. It was built during the Soviet Union, so it wasn't going to be glamorous.
It's also a setup we've never seen in a hotel room before, where you have your hallway, you enter, and then there's just almost like a lobby area, bathroom, and then another door to get to your bedroom.
Little separation,
of have you seen Marty's? His is a little bit different.
No, I haven't
even
seen
weirder.
Marty's.
Let's go see if he's awake. Because his has like if you feel like you're in a lobby.
Oh yeah, your room is. Oh, you have a way different setup.
Yeah, right?
Oh yeah, they do have these kind of entryways.
Yeah, all of Soviet usual buildings have like long entryways, and you go to different rooms.
There we go. That explains that.
Tell us more, Marty.
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Do you think this wallpaper is original? To 1935?
No.
Okay.
Even your room has two different types of wallpaper.
I don't think so. So in my first home, when we were doing renovations, usually like they don't take the
wallpaper off, they just go on top of it.
So we took off, and it's like there's too much texture on it.
Yeah.
It was like flatter.
Flat. Okay.
Yeah, I remember like there came off different layers when I did that, and there were like different layers coming off. So I would say that.
Okay.
It might be, because it might be more fancier.
Yeah, because it was considered the resort of the area.
So yeah, it might be still, but I don't. You see, they have like tried to make it.
I know. I feel like it's almost there.
Oh, is that like a fake marble?
Yeah, that's why I'm like maybe they have like
hilarious.
added this later on, because like this is definitely not.
Yeah,
not Soviet. I think this is something like
more original.
Yeah, because like I don't know whether this is real. Yeah, this is Soviet. Yeah, this is this is Soviet for sure. No, I don't know.
You know, it was made out of concrete. Makes me think that like they slapped the wallpaper on just to hide any potential building hazard materials.
Yeah, and if it was Soviet, that would be. Again, I don't know. I never got to go to a fancier Soviet place.
Yeah.
Usually, these were like wooden.
This is like a premium resort. This is like one of two that they built. They built one in Georgia in Tbilisi, and then one here. You know, we can find out when we go to dinner at the cafe. We can ask the owner.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll be at dinner in like I don't know, a little bit, and then we'll go see the really cool building that if you all jump at the same time, you can potentially crack it and make it fall over, and we all die.
This is the shit you can't tell us.
There's really signs that say you cannot all stand in one section of the building, or it may actually collapse and fall. No, not this one.
He's hike underneath.
He's hiked over there. It's so randomly. He can probably still feel it though.
We're gonna be sleeping tonight and we're gonna hear that. Thank you for the room tour.
No problem.
We appreciate it.
Okay, we see you at dinner.
See ya.
Remember that there's bones in it, but usually you can choose the bones, but try.
It's not that.
Yeah.
Dive in, boys, girls.
We get to do some nighttime urban exploring. Yeah, we get to go to a train station and then go through a tunnel system to get into the largest abandoned facility in this region. That's right. And you have to go with us because legally, if anything happens, you have to be there. Haha.
You know, like the haka dance with the New Zealand horse? But even if you don't do that, you feel like doing it after a while.
I felt like disrespectful for not doing it.
I'll be honest, I think the Maori people love it when people do it. That means at least people know it.
It's very, very horrifying to see them do it.
Well, don't phrase it that way.
If you're going against them, you'd be scared. You know what I'm saying?
But they're the nicest people.
I believe it.
Kiwis are the sweetest people.
I believe it. Until they fucking go in front and go.
And I go, bro, that ever happens. If one of them ever tries to get in my face and do that, I'm licking their tongue. I'm just gonna. Yeah, watch what happens. I'm winning that rugby match.
Way too much time together.
Dude, yeah, we don't even finish each other's sentences anymore. We just finish each other off.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like be afraid of dogs.